Now do you have sound? It shows that you have sound on here. So hopefully when I switch cameras, it goes with me, and I'll explain what happened. Today, for whatever reason, my computer decided to, I want to make sure somebody says they can hear me. My computer decided to tell me that you could hear me. Thank you, Carol. So I went to go turn everything on, and my camera was, there was no, I couldn't see it. And I was like, I don't know what's going on with that. So, okay, good. I'm glad you guys got it. So I had to go find my camera. Well, when I did that, it said, oh, that camera is a Logitech. So it says Logitech is now ran by your Windows, whatever, whatever. So it's not the Logitech app anymore. This is a different camera. So it was working. So I was like, okay. So I just kind of turned things on and off, and then it started working again. But my sound, odd. So I figured out how to change that. So hopefully when I switch screens, it will work. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. That's weird. Technology, sometimes it could work great, but when it doesn't, sad, sad, sad. You can hear me. Yay. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate that very much. Okay, so very first off, I want to thank everybody so much. I posted out on my blog, on my Facebook page. I'm trying to reach a goal by the end of this Stampin' Up year. Patty, you are from Clovis too. I am also, and I have an in-person class coming up. So I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. Anyway, so I got all sidetracked with Patty here. So I put out there that I'm trying to reach a personal goal this year, and I'm less than $900 away now from my goal for this year. So I have through the rest of September. So I'm sure I'm positive. I have positive thoughts. I'll make it. But I just wanted to let you know, those that have already participated and helped me by putting orders in today. Thank you so, so much. So it's exciting. Every year, you challenge yourself. You want to do a little bit better than you did last year. And, either if it's adding team members or supporting your team and having your team rank up or sales or stuff, just because I do it as a business. And so, I am always trying to challenge myself, because it can be very easy to just go, I'm not going to do a video today, or, oh, I'm not going to, do this or that. And, but I love doing this. So that helps a whole lot. So anyway, but thank you. I just want to say thank you. All right. So today I'm going to be creating these adorable little tags, and I've got some tips and tricks with these little guys. And so, I will show you all of those a little closer in a minute. This coming Wednesday, next week, is bingo. So don't forget, September bingo is still open. I still have slots. We play 4 games, 4 projects. I give away 4 $100 prizes, which you would shop with me. And I pay your first $100. And it's a lot of fun. Don't worry, you do not have to have your kit before bingo. In fact, you will not, because I do not send them out until the day after. That way I just, number 1, double check, make sure I don't have anything missing. Number 2, I'd rather you watch and create and chat and visit and relax, and then come back and create at your own leisure. You'll have the video. You can pause it. I put the timestamps in there so you can jump to the project you want, all that good stuff. And then that way you might need to order something if you want. But with bingo, I try very, very hard to make all of the projects easy to create, and you just really need to add a sentiment. Once in a while, you might have to add like a flower or a leaf or something. But for the most part, I try to provide you with everything other than stamping your sentiment. So bingo is a lot of fun, and I hope you'll join. I do have the Elegant Pines Snowflake class. I am packaging up the kit, and let me tell you, there are a ton of pieces. And I just got a big order in to finish up some pieces that I didn't have enough of, because we were just able to start ordering our new stuff on the beginning of September. With this class, like most of my classes, it can be $50 and that you would get the kit, but you need to have the suite. We do use a lot of product from the suite. You're going to need to use your dies. You're going to need to use some DSP. I'm providing the ribbon for you, and everything else I think is pretty much provided for you. But if you order the suite from me, the class is free to you. However, you still need to register. If you register and say, I'm going to order the suite from you, then I'll look at your order when it comes in and make sure that you ordered the suite, and then I'll mark you paid. If you order the suite and you don't register, I don't always go look at what you ordered. In fact, usually, unless there's something specific you're looking for, once in a while I will look, because then I try to do projects that kind of coordinate with my customers' purchases. But that's not always the case, because sometimes I already have things planned out. And anyway, so don't depend on me to look at your order to see that you ordered it and then add you to the class. Okay, so make sure you register. If you are new here, you can click on the more description underneath in my YouTube, and you can see all the links down there to go to my classes. You can also go here to my blog, and at the top right side, there's a big circle that says shop. That'll take you right into my store to go shopping. Or you can go at the top where it says classes, bingo, and such, and you can click there and find all my classes, but there's links below that are pretty easy. So that is available. The people today that put in orders of $100 or more, and for the rest of until my extra flat rate boxes are gone, any order of $100 or more, I will be mailing you a flat rate medium box. You do not have to register or let me know or anything. As long as your order before shipping and tax is over $100, that does not include the suite to the class. Okay, that would be kind of like double dipping. We want to keep those separate. If you want to order the suite, get the class for free, add the additional $100, and you will also get a box. World Card Making Day is coming up October 4th. I will be having an in-person class, but also Stampin' Up! Will have an event online. You do want to make sure when you order the kit that you also register for the event, because they're going to be sending you an email with a gift. So we don't know what that is, but make sure you register so that you can get your gift. Okay, so even if we're having, like, let's say a gathering at my house, let's say I have 8 people, 12 people here, and we're doing our event, you're still going to want to make sure you have registered to get your free gift, whatever that may be. And so I'm assuming that they're going to send it a link or something after the event, because they do that once in a while for demonstrators too. So this is something that they're going to be doing for us. So make sure you do that. If you are local and would like to participate, again, just there is a class that says in person, and you can go and register for that online and just purchase that kit from me, and you will come here and the class is free, and lunches will be provided. All right, Paper Pumpkin. It is a new quarter. October's Paper Pumpkin is available starting tomorrow, and it's Cozy Christmas. Up at the corner, it says flocked details look like stitching. So to me, it's going to be some poinsettias and greenery, and there's some stitching to it. If you look to your right, that is the new dies that will be available. And those are called Abundant Joy. So there's the word joy, some leaves. Let's see, that looks like a flower up at the top, and it looks like oh, those are the die cuts on the right. I see. So there's the stems and the flowers. And I'm wondering, look how the flower is. It looks like it's got the little, what are those things called that come out of the middle of a flower? I can't remember. I can't remember what they're called, but it looks like that stem goes down the middle of the flower and that sticks up, doesn't it? Because otherwise you would be just sticking your flower onto the top of that. So that's going to be interesting to check out. Anyway, so that is available, and I think that about covers all of my announcements. Rose, you know what? I don't have my list right here, but if it was $100 or more, then yes, it did. Yay, you're welcome, Kathy. Yay, Sherry, I'm glad you guys are getting your paper share. The stem. Yeah, they're not, oh, Stemmins? Is that what it is? Stemmins? Well, anyway, in the middle of the flower. That's what it kind of looks like. Anyway, let's get busy. We have some fun stuff to cover. Hi, everybody. Hi, Leslie. Ramona, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad you guys can hear me now. Okay, I'm going to switch screens and it might take a second. I'm going to look up here and I can tell if I can't see, if you guys can't hear me because my volume thing's not moving around. So let's take a look here and see. It looks like you guys can still hear me. Yay! Oh, Mr. Spam is calling me. I should answer it right away, right? All right, so here's our cute little guys. And look, I even added some fun shimmer glimmer on there. So I'm going to show you what I did for that. And I'm going to give you a little tip and trick that I'm noticing about this. I did these last night and I did them a little bit different. This one I just kind of added across, but I kind of like adding it to the tag and then using a dimension and just kind of putting it there. So I'm going to show you some different ideas of what I did. We're going to do some coloring. And I got the paper. Does anybody know where this paper came from? Does anybody know? It is from the Traditions of Christmas. It is the back side of this. I know, it's beautiful. How pretty that is. But we use this one because I just thought it went perfectly fine. Now, if you don't have this, we do have the 6x6 package of paper that also would go well with this. So what we're going to do is let's do our back part first. And we're using our Festive Friends. Such a cute set. It's got snowflakes. It's got the to from. Santa's coming to town. We wish you a Merry Christmas. You've got your 3 characters and this little tree here. But inside, there's not a die for this tree. So you could put it as a filler or whatever, but then you have this tree here and this tree here that you can add. Then you've got some snowflakes, another one here, and these little like star type things, which are also on the side of your label. And so we're going to be using these. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in Balmy Blue. I know there's not Balmy Blue here. There is the Secret Sea. But when I stamped it in Secret Sea, it was just so dark. And I didn't like it. So we're going to bring in Balmy Blue. Just because that's kind of what a snowflake color is. Now, notice my stamp set is wonky. It's a little off to the side. So make sure you check this stamp set, the Festive Friends. Stampin' Up is replacing mine. Because it is weird. So hopefully I don't stamp it weird to see how it left a line because it's like, it's really a wonky set. But sometimes that happens with red rubber. So I guess that problem's going to be going away, right? Oops, I just cleaned it and I need it over here. So we're going to put it over here too. All right, there we go. And now we're going to do the to from. Hi, Beth, how are you? All right, we need our black. So this Sunday, I will be doing Bingo's bonus card. All right, so Bingo bonus card will be this Sunday. My Bingo's next Wednesday, and then I am leaving to go visit my granddaughter. So I won't be here that next week. And from what I heard from everybody is you guys really enjoyed having the bonus card ahead of time. So I already did 2 of these to have them kind of ready. So we're going to do all 3. I preferred putting the glue on here. It's just firmer to hold. So let's just do that now. So you know what? I need to put my glasses. I don't know why I think I can see without my glasses. All right. I wear contacts, but all of a sudden, it's like I have to wear readers. I don't know what it is. Probably all this close-up work. I'm not going to say it's my age because I'm just going to deny that. But I've always been a contact lens girl. I am blind. I have terrible, terrible vision. Like I have no vision if I didn't have my contact lenses. All right. And then we're going to just lay that right on top. I like to use liquid so that you can like really kind of move it around. And from the front, as long as I don't see a bunch of white, I'm good. And you can turn it over and also look to make sure you don't see a bunch of DSP. Then I'm going to lay it down and I'm just going to move that a little bit. And I just don't go all the way to the edges, and you don't have to put super thick glue on, but I'm just going to smooth that out. Okay, so there's our 3 right there. Now, the next thing that I did is, yes, I know this is retired, but the painted texture is perfect for snow, right? Your painted texture embossing folder. So I am going to, I put them in like this, and I did put it in sideways just because, you know, one time I didn't think it would hurt my folder. And that way I can do them all at one time. So I did them all at one time. And now I'm going to add some snow, as you saw on these. I'm going to add my snow. So I'm going, and you know, I did do some snow, some glimmer snow on there, so you really can't see the paint. So if you don't have that folder, just do white. But I do recommend using the die, this die right here, for this, because then it aligns up perfectly on your project. So I am just going to do this. You don't need a whole lot. You just want to add some snow. So there's one. You could cut this across. So let's say, in fact, let's just do that. Oh, no, you can't, because I want it to be rounded. But you could, you know, round it and put it back through. But we're not going to do that. We are going to, because I did 3 anyway. Now I'm just going to make this one a little higher and then come a little lower. It doesn't really matter. But then your edges are perfectly matched up, right? All right, so there we go. So we're going to add those on. So let's just add our glue. So I add it in the middle, and then I go really lightly around the edges. And then I'm just going to add it right on there. And you could, you know, tap it at the bottom, make sure that edge is good. And I don't really care so much about the back, it's the front. I want to make sure that, you know, you cover up pretty much everything. And if it's, you bring it down just a tad so you don't see that DSP there. Okay, so there's the one. These were so much fun to make. And the coloring is super quick and super easy on these. Ooh, Beth, baking cookies. What kind are you making? I have to tell you, earlier I was getting these other 2 prepped and ready, and I took 2 of these and I stuck them on top of each other. And I was like, I was watching this show on Netflix about this girl getting catfished. I guess it's a new episode, so I was watching it. I'm not quite sure. Oh, see, okay, I can tell by the way I tore it that this is the front side. Anyway, I was watching it, and then I glued it right on top of each other. There's just some stuff I have to pause the show and do. Otherwise, when I know I don't want to mess stuff up. Hi, Tashana. All right, we're going to put this right on here. All right, so there's the 3. We'll let those dry up, and then let's get started with our coloring. So we are going to take our black ink, and we're going to stamp each of our characters here. And just stamp. You're going to use a die on them, so make sure you give yourself plenty of space. And our little elf guy. Okay. They're so cute. And I think the snowman's my favorite. The elf is sure cute though, but I love snowmen. All right, there we go. Family butter cookies called croissants. Ooh, yum. That's my kind of cookie. All right. Sometimes when I'm doing something like this, I'll do 2 of each just in case I goof up, then I can just skip to the next one. But we're just going to hope that I don't do that. All right, so let's start first. We'll start with Santa. He's super simple. I have a lot of colors here. Let me bring all my blends out so I can play with them and figure out my colors. All right, of course, we're going to start with our red. And you'll see me do this a lot. Number one, I want to make sure that my tip is good. I want to make sure it's the color I want, because you're like, do you want the light? Do you want the dark? Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. All right. So we're just going to color him. I'm going to try and color fast, so hopefully that's what's really good about these guys is they're nice open spaces. I don't feel like you need to do a lot of shading or anything with these. All right, there's the hat. And whenever I'm doing the edges like this, I try to go inward to where the bigger coloring is going to be so that I don't accidentally go out of the edge or go where I shouldn't go. All right, we're going to come down this way. And I try to do the edges first. That way I can color the inside and not worry about the outside. See, if I would have gone up this way, I don't want it to end up in his beard. And now from here, so I turn my paper a lot. Don't worry about moving your hand all over. Move the paper. All right, I'm going to come right along his beard, and where it's got those little cracks, I'm just going to go up a little bit because that's where the color is going to be of whatever he's wearing. All right. All right, so there is his outfit, just making sure I didn't miss anything. Marcie, would you have a ton of glitter paper for snow? Oh, you have a ton of glitter. Oh, yeah, then I would definitely use glitter paper. You know what, Lisa? One of the things I thought about this, let me show you. Here's a card. I thought about making the card look like a package. So maybe putting ribbon, or like the felt paper and doing that, and then a bow and then adding it, but they're kind of big. The other smaller ones, the tag set, they're smaller, and I think those would be really perfect on the front of a card. These are kind of big. I think these would be cute as a gift to do like a set of 6 or something to give to somebody. So this was dark real red. Now I'm going to come in with the dark basic black, and I'm going to do his boots. Remember that white is the fluff at the bottom of his jacket. All right, so there's his jacket. And then now we got to think about his face and what we are going to use for that. So what's hard about him is his hair is white, his gloves, the fluff on his jacket, that's all white. And so you want to do his face. And so what I do is I usually get a pen. So this one's light petal pink. Okay, so I'm going to look at that. And then sometimes I'll come in and I'll add, this is the 1000. So I think this is the light combo pack. And I use this a lot too. And I add a little bit of color to add it. And I think that's what I did with the elf. But I think I kept Santa here with just the light petal pink. So let me make sure my tip's working okay. And I'm going to come in and just go right around. And this will lighten up. So at first you might go, oh, that doesn't look so great, but it will lighten. And then it's perfect. Make sure you get his nose, right? And then all the way across. I don't go over the eyes back and forth. In fact, I try to go around the eyes as much as I can. Just because that black will stay nice and sharp and black. So I just kind of try to go around it the best I can. All right, so there's that. You don't want to forget his little ears right here. And he's got gloves on, so I'm not worried about that. I can see that he's got white right there. Now, but what I will do for him is I will take that 1000 and I'm going to give him a little bit of some rosy cheeks. And so just kind of come in, and then you can come back over. I don't want it to blend in so much as I do want to layer it. So I'm just going to put it on, and you can always come in and add a little more if you want later. So we're just going to leave that right there for him. So he's got a little bit of, and you could even add a little on his nose. All right, so, okay, so like that. All right, so I think he is done for right now for what we're going to do. And so let's move on to our little elfie guy here. All right, so we are going to remember what color I used for his hair. I think I might have used 500, so let's see. Yeah, so 500 for his hair, so I'm just going to come in. It's kind of a reddish brown, and I think this is in the medium combo pack. I'm not quite sure, but I think it is. So I'm just going to add that for his hair. Then let's do his outfit. We're going to do light shaded spruce because that's the closest we have to look like garden green. So we're going to use light shaded spruce. And we are going to do his hat here. And then let's do his little outfit. I don't go over his little button. We want that to match his accent color. We want to get his sleeve. Oh, white spot being stubborn. All right. I'm super excited when we go to leadership or backstage in November. I'm going to the Sphere to see the Wizard of Oz, and I'm super excited about it. I can't imagine. I mean, I know there's been, I think, the Backstreet Boys, I think the Eagles are coming, and they've got other shows that have been in there, but I am so excited that we're going to see Wizard of Oz. All right, so there's that. And now I did light Daffodil Delight. And just color in his yellow, because yellow and green look really good together. I didn't want it to be too much red. I thought, we'll do it a little bit different. Do his little button. And then this here. So I will get as many pictures and stuff as I can for that. Share them on my Facebook page. All right, so there is that. Now we need his black shoes. I'm just going to do it with this. All right, so there's his black shoes. Now we're going to do his skin tone. So what I did is I did the petal pink first, and we're going to do his hands. He doesn't have gloves. He's working. He's got to use his hands. All right, we're going to do his face. All right. Okay. Now we're going to add a little more pink to him. You could leave him like that if you wanted, but I wanted him to have a little different skin tone. All right, so there's that. So now we're going to bring in this one. I got to see if my brush, I would like to go see that. Everything I've seen, it looks amazing. Yeah, Marva, they say it is like an amazing experience. Oh, my pink is kind of going. Well, maybe we're going to leave him like that. But see how pink, I added a little pink right here to him. But maybe what I'll do is I can add some pink cheeks because this is drying out. And I'm going to add some little pink cheeks to him. So it's such a light color that you could really add quite a bit. And plus mine's kind of going. So we're going to just add some there. Okay, so I think he's done. We're going to leave that because we're going to put glimmer on it. So we can leave that. Okay, those two are done. Now let's do our snowman. So what I did is I started with red. And the top, the ball is going to be white. So I'm going to do red on the next. And then I'm skipping and doing red. I don't know why I'm doing the bullet point. I used the brush yesterday. And then all right, so there's the red. We need pumpkin pie, which is the dark. We're going to do his carrot nose. And for a skirt, I thought I would use the Granny Apple Green to kind of tie in with the paper, the background, the green there. So we're going to use this and do the Granny Apple Green for his cap. We're doing every other color. Every other stripe, I guess I should say. All right, so there is that. And now we'll do a scarf. And just do really light little strokes, and it'll fill it in for you. I don't want to go outside the lines. Okay. So there is our snow guy, but what I like to do, hi Nell, no worries. What I like to do is take Balmy Blue, this is the light one, and the brush. You've got to make sure the brush is wet and a good, you know, a lot of liquid. You don't want it really dry. And I like to add blue to my snow. So what I do is I start right here and I just lightly just do a little feathering. Okay, like that. Same up here. You can do as little or, and I like to go under the hat like it's the shadow there. And then I'm going to turn it. And I'm going to do across the bottom a little bit. And feather it just a little. You don't want it to be neat. You want it to be kind of, and I'm going to go right under the scarf. Just a little bit to give it a little bit of shade right there. Okay, so not a whole lot, just enough. Now, you could also come back in with your color lifter and go right underneath the hat if you feel like, oh, that's just a little too much. And even just kind of blend it in a little bit if you think, you know, oh, that's a lot. And then just kind of blend a little. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and just go a little bit right here. Although the die is going to cut off a lot of that anyway. But I'm just going to add a little bit of the snow right there. So just adding a little gives them a little more character. All right, so now they are ready to cut out. So let me die cut these out. This one, and this one. Our sentiment, we're going to use the We Wish You a Merry Christmas. I did that ahead of time, so I have those done, and the trees. So I'll show you those in a minute. Being that I was doing 3 of them, I kind of wanted to not have you sit here and have me die cut the time. So I did a bunch ahead, but I wanted to color. Let me hopefully die cut our little guys. I'm going to do all 3, I think. Some glue. I mean, some tape. All right. Okay, so here are our cuties. We have our little snow guy. Our elf and our snowman. So there they are. Look how quick and easy that was for these guys. All right, so what we're going to do is bring these in. And I have a bunch of trees. I just did a whole bunch. I think I did the same as I did before. So let's take a look. We're going to put this with a dark tall green one. We don't need this in the middle. This can come out, the little stem. That one will go there. I just did this one because the snowman took up a lot of space. We did this one here. and this one. All right, so that's how those came out. And then I still have extra trees. So I'll add those back in my kit. And then we have a bunch of sentiments here that are done. All right. So let's start with Santa. I did the taller tree, I did straight down. So we're just going to add glue. Okay, so we're just going to add glue. We're going to be adhering on top of him, so you don't have to be too worried, but you just want to make sure that it glues down. And I did this one pretty tall. You just want to make sure that it stays on your tag so that the tip doesn't get all kind of wonky. Now our tree here, look how cute it is with the little lines in it. We're going to take that and add dimensionals. Grab my dimensionals. And I'm going to do 3. 1, 2, and 3. All right, and we're going to take this one. So what I did basically is I kind of figured out where it's going to go, took my Santa, you know, and you want to see the trees, and you want to make sure that the tree is in the snow, not up in the air. So I'm going to put him right here. And remember, these can hang off if you want because it's a tag, right? But I'm just going to go right there. Now, we're going to add our dimensionals. Now, this is already popped up. So remember, if we're going to put this guy here, you don't want to put dimensionals basically on the side of his face, but everywhere else. So we're going to put one here, here. I'm going to put one here and over here. Okay, so now, again, I'm just going to go back up and make sure I want them a little more over to this side because I want to see that pretty tree and then have some snow. And so this side right here, there's no dimensionals. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this off. And I add a little bit of glue right here just so it doesn't lift up or get caught on anything. And we're just going to put him right about, because you still have to put your sentiment on, right? So we're going to put him right about there. All right, so there he is there. So we'll set him aside. Now we'll do the snowman. And his is just the tree. So same dimensionals on the bottom and on the top. And we're going to put this one right about there. And then our snowman is going to be right about here. So again, this side of his face, you don't want it. So let's put there. Let's go on this side. And I'm just going to do one at the top. So super simple to do and put together. How cute are these tags? Just to do them really fast, really easy. You can color like all your Santas at one time. Then, you know, do all your red and then come in and back do all the faces. And it's just super simple and fast. Okay, so there's that one. And now we're going to bring in this guy for our elf. And now this one I did a little bit different and I did the trees like this. So we're going to do the same thing as we did with the other one. We're going to glue this down and make sure that it's on your card. Okay, you want it on your snow and on your card. So you don't want it too far up, but you definitely want to kind of make sure it's a straight tree. All right. I kind of pushed the top a little bit in on both of those because there's not a lot of room for a lot of glue. And so you want to make sure that you have what you do have on there, that in case your die is curved in a little bit right there, you want to make sure that you have your the glue adhering to the card. I want that tree to be seen, so I'm going to move it over. I can see that tree there, but I want to move that over so you can see the tree behind the elf. I really like these tags because they're super quick and easy. I was last night thinking, oh man, what am I going to do for tomorrow? That's always the challenge. What am I going to do? Okay, I haven't pushed that down yet. I want to make sure he has enough room. I think I'm going to move it over even a little more. So basically, you're pretty much almost in front of the tree. All right, so I'm good with that. Again, now you're looking like all the way to his hand and up. So you don't want to put dimensionals there. So I'm just going to put them at the very bottom where his feet are. The right side in a little ways. And then I'm going to put one up here. And I know we don't have dazzling diamonds, but I'm going to show you what I use. And we're going to put him right about there. Okay, now we have those done. Now we're going to take our thread, which is our red and white thread, and I do 10 inches. So each one needs 10 inches. You want it long enough so you can use it to tie around your packages or around your bow or ribbon or whatever. Some people like to tie them in a knot and then loop them over a package, but that's a lot of thread because this is a big die. So it's not going to, if this was tied in a knot right here, this is not going to bend so easily to go through that, especially once you put it on a package. So be careful of that. So this is the first one I did, and I added it on there without adding it to the string, but I actually really like the look of this better. So we're going to go with that because that's how I like it. So what we're going to do is take our sentiment here. I'm going to put it on the string. I'm going to fold the string in half, and I'm going to go through. I want this to go probably, well, it went like this last time, but I'm kind of liking this so you could still see that tree, and that can hang off on the other side. So I'm going to do it this way this time. So we're going to go through here. Okay, so you're putting your folded piece there and then putting it through here. And then you're just going to grab your string, let your label hang, grab your string and put it through here. Make sure this is still even because you want your strings to be even. And now I'm going to put my dimensional. I'm going to take off the backing already so I don't have to bend my label to try to get to it. All right. And then I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to, oops, not put it there. And I'm going to swing it and put it right there. Okay. So make sure, I mean, you can always add it to the tag first and then move that over and put it down. That way you know it's not hanging out the back side. So there is that. So there's your cute little tag for him. Now he's not done yet, but for that, this one, I'm going to go back this way again. So take your string, fold it in half. Why does this not seem like 10? Yeah, it is. And then go through. So like I said, on these, I would not worry about shading and all that stuff. These are super cute. They're Christmas tags. Your grandkids are going to rip through them. So this is what I'm talking about. We're going to do this like right here. So I'm going to do my dimensional. I'm going to put the flat edge against the flat edge right there. See how I did it? And now I'm going to pull it off here. And then I'm going to lift it up. Make sure your string is nice and tight. And then I'm going to tuck it just under the hat a tiny bit. And then that's where I want that to go. So it's totally up to you. You could always put it across the top if that's what you want. We can curl them and put them on, whatever you want. We have the to and the from back here. So there's this guy. And now this one, I'm going to do the same because the tree's over here, so I want it to go to the right. And then I'm going to show you how I did my sparkle and what I used. And I've had this product for a very long time, and it was actually gifted to me. All right, so again, I'm going to go ahead and add this right here. Take that off, pull my label over, and then just stick it right there. I did not add gems to this because I thought the sparkle was enough. So let me just bring in a silicone mat here. Let's start with Santa because this is what I do at the end of the night, and then I'm going to let it dry. And so I'll move these on. Oh, I can't do it on this. Hold on. Wrong. We need to do it on a paper. And I'm going to show you. Let me come back in, zoom in a little bit. Oops. What happened? Zoom. There we go. All right. So what I do is I take my glue with the tiny tip and I clean it off because you want it to be able to flow out nice and clean. So you got to make sure that's clean. I am going to add glue everywhere that I want my glitter. So it's kind of like the dazzling diamonds when we used to have that, which we don't anymore, sadly. Hopefully someday we'll get something like that back. I want to do his hat. And I put a decent amount because I want a lot of glitter right here. If you wanted, you could just squiggle back and forth just to put a little on it. But I wanted this to be a lot. Uh-oh, I got like a... There we go. All right, so I'm going to make sure I get it all the way down the side of his hat there. And then we're also going to do his bottom of his coat. And it's kind of like, have you ever seen them do that fondant online where you kind of go around the outside and then you fill the inside up? It's kind of like that. Like you'll see that it kind of fills up. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to leave this one right here, and I'm going to use Rock Candy. And when this first came out, you can't find this size bottle anymore, I don't think. I tried finding it online with my upline. She wanted to see if she could get some, and they did not have that size. But what happened was when it first came out, and this is years ago when I was doing affiliate links, and I wanted to get some, and it was sold out everywhere. You could not find it. And I had mentioned on one of the pages that, you know, does anybody know where you can find this? I cannot find it anywhere. It's sold out everywhere. And it's a Tim Holtz item, and he actually sent me 2 of those. So I was lucky enough to get it. Now you can find it again, but that was when it first came out, and you couldn't get it. But you can find it. Amazon has it. And it's called Rock Candy Vintage Inspired Clear Glitter. Creates twinkling sparkle, and it's a limited edition. But I don't know if that means it only comes and goes, or because it's been around for a while, but it's out of stock a lot, or it was. I don't know about now. I think honestly this is the second time I've used it. All right, so the hat is full, and that's all we need for this guy. Oh, you know what? I forgot on him, but I want to do the snow, and I just squiggle a little bit of glue, not a whole lot. I did a mistake on this one. Not a mistake, but a learning. See on this one how you can still see the lines? This is the one I did yesterday, but look at the darker green. I think I put too much glue. So what I'm going to do this time is, and I've got to go back and do that one at the end. I'm going to, oops, first fix my snow. I just stuck my finger in. I'm going to clean off the tip. All right. And then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to lightly go down the lines. Not super dark, not a whole lot. I don't have to fill the lines. I'm just kind of going by them, not necessarily on them, but just kind of by them, just so it can pick up some. All right, so we're going to take this one, move it up here so I can have room for a little elfie guy, and sprinkle, which I'm going to need more. Don't forget the top of his hat. And get your tree. Remember, you can always fold this piece of paper that's underneath it and put it back into your project. So what I'm going to do with this guy right now is I'm going to tap him off. And I'm going to come back in and I'm going to do my little bit of snow on the ground. And I'm going to do my tree. Like I said, just lightly. I don't need a whole lot. I just want to pick up some of the sparkle. And we're going to do the tree and the snow. Now remember, this is, people say, well, how fast does it dry? Well, as fast as our glue dries. But I usually leave these overnight. I just leave them. Not going to hurt anything. I try to pick up this as carefully as I can and slide it onto something bigger and firmer. And then I just move it. All right, so for this guy, we're going to do our snow. And we're just going to do his little white puff. Am I on screen? Yeah. His little white puff right here. And again, it doesn't have to be super thick. We're going to do the trees. I thought it was a little too much to do any on the plaid or the big tree. So it's kind of, that's in the background. I really wanted to see, you know, what you're going to see up here. And then we'll do squiggles on the snow. And my squiggles are super, super light. Let me see if you can see. Like super, oh gosh, you can't see. Like they're so light, there's not even a full solid line. It's just a light line. All right, so we're going to put this, what I have left in here. Well, that's not much. We're going to put his hat, his tree, the snow. All right, that is it. And then tomorrow, and it actually won't be tomorrow because I'm going to be in here for a little bit, but I like to leave it. And then when it's about dry, then I pick it up and you can see all the pretty little glimmer on here, the sparkles. There you go on that tree. And on the sienna, let's see. Yeah, you could kind of see down here. But they're so pretty, it's just enough. If you want to put embellishments on, which I probably will. I haven't really thought about it yet, but I probably will put some of those, let me see if they're right here. Those jelly kind of ones. I'm afraid I'm going to lean over and turn something off, but something probably like these, the fun ones. And I'll probably maybe put a couple up here, like in the sky part. It's probably going to be the red because the green doesn't match. So something like that. Or, ooh, maybe because I haven't used, oh no, I'm going to do these. Let's do these. Because I haven't done these yet. And, you know, what's a little more glitter, right? So I'm going to do a big one. And then I'm going to do a medium one. Why? Because I use small a lot. And I'm just going to use the large and the medium ones because these are kind of big images, right? And so why not use, look at this one. I might, I'm going to tuck this one underneath, like right here partially, and then put the medium one like up here. So they're still on there yet. Oh, here, let me back out a little bit. So I did the bigger one and the medium one. So they're kind of chunky like these little guys are, right? Because they're big and chunky. Not fat, just chunky. And then like little guys. And then I'm going to add the larger because I tend to use the smaller ones the most. And then that way we're still using some of our gems on there. And I'm using the garden green, the granny apple green color type shaded ones. Oh, make sure you close this because that would not be good. But what I do is I tap these off right onto this paper, fold it up, and it pretty much all goes right back in there without a problem. And you can just, I would get these with this. Now, let me show you the other plaid paper that I was considering, just in case you want to change your color theme. Or if you don't have this paper, the Traditions of Christmas, which is absolutely gorgeous. But look at this paper. So this is that Tags and More. I'm going to try not to grab the tags because they'll fall all over. But you could use like this plaid paper. Look how cute that would be. So, and if you wanted to do, it's still basically the same, except this is Granny Apple Green and this one's Garden Green. But it also has some crumb cake in it. So if you wanted to use a little bit of a different paper, look at that. You have just the plaid would be super cute too. And that, so there's some cute other plaid papers in here that you could use. I really like this one because it is a thin plaid. And I just thought it looked better because it was smaller, because it's such a small image. I wanted to make sure that I could see it all. So I hope you guys liked the tags. Don't forget the back. I added regular white, not the thick white. That way it just makes it a little firmer. And you can write on the back because otherwise you're going to have DSP on the back. With that, this is what will be on the back. So you want to use this. And so just run yourself another one in white and run yourself two so that you can use the bottom for your snow if you wanted. But like I said, it's really hard to tell that that's the snow, the painted embossing folder. Once you add your white glimmer on there, glitter, if you choose to do that, you really can't tell. So if you don't have that, don't worry about it. It's not going to make that big of a difference. They would be pretty as a card. And like I said, I also thought of doing it as a card because you could put that and just make this into a bow or put a red bow on it, which I thought I had one right here. So you could put this on here. Let's pretend that's gone. Add a red bow. How cute that is. So there's things you could definitely make it into a card really, really easily. I was thinking I'm going to do something and do all three on a card. I just have to come up with my thought. But once I do, I'll post it. But I've got 50 things before that. You just ordered the glimmer. Oh, the rock candy. Yeah, it's really nice. I really like it. Actually, it's probably one of the closer to Dazzling Diamonds that I've seen. I really like it because it's fine, but it's got a lot of shimmer and a lot of gold, and it is more of a clear, not like a color or like a white than a color. So I really like it. Oh, my lighting is up here. It's really, there we go. So super cute. So anyway, and they're pretty sturdy. I really like them. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm glad you did. Thanks, Susan. Thanks to Shauna, Rhonda, Steph, hi. Thanks, Yvonne. Thank you, Teresa. Well, thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed them. I cannot wait to show you the card on Sunday. It's the bonus card for bingo. So for bingo and for classes, I do my bonus card, which is like my thank you to you. on a separate video, because it's usually one of the harder or longer projects. And so I do it separate. That way, like bingo is not an all night thing, because it is a lengthy thing. And so I'll do it separate. So Sunday's video is going to be a lot of fun. So I can't wait to share that card with you. Thank you, Joanne. Thanks to Sean. I'll see you later. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your week. I'll see you Sunday at 5:30. Bye, everybody.